Hello viewers, welcome once again to Point View with Lady Funke. I am your host, Olufunke Olutumbi. Today we are having a discussion with one of the erudite scholars in town, a law student of the Abafemi Awolowo University, the convener of a Dialogue 365, is an human rights advocate, a lover of good governance.
Yeah.
I'm talking of a Comrade Waheed Saka. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's been long that we're discussing this.
Yeah.
Now we have the D-Day.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be point blank.
Yes. So we are in Osun.
Yes.
We want to discuss politics in Osun.
That's fair.
Yeah. You've been known to be a strong voice and a critic of any government in power.
Yes.
But in recent time, you've not been saying anything about the government of the day.
Okay.
Is it that the government of the day, led by Senator Ademola Adeleke, is doing the right thing, fulfilling all the electoral campaigns, or is it that you've not found the right word to describe the situation at the moment? Why have you been keeping quiet?
I cannot say I've been keeping quiet. I have not been keeping quiet. But you know, my style of critiquing government is to give benefit of doubt. Let them show what they want to do first, and then we can start criticizing. I don't just criticize government. I allow them the what do I call it? I remember I called it something like that time. The opportunity to give them at least to see what they want to do in government, like 1 year, to see whether they want to go about it in the right way or the wrong way.
Okay.
I think the leverage time is over for this current government, as far as I'm concerned. And now is the time to actually, over the last 1 year, I've criticized the government on various policies, on various approach to governance, on various activities of government. I've criticized them, but not as vociferous as I used to be. Because we don't criticize, like I said last week, I said I can criticize Governor Ademola Adeleke, but I don't hate him. Hate is too big a burden for somebody like myself. But I love Osun more than anybody in government. Anybody in government. So for me, it is a time to actually assess. 1 year after, we should be able to assess what this current government want to do. And now the criticism will be unprecedented. I can assure you of that. We are not going to keep silent any longer.
Recently, the opposition in Osun have been lending their voice, criticizing the government on various policies. Sir, do you think the opposition are doing the right thing, or they are just doing it for the sake of politics?
No, they are doing their politics. That's understandable. They are doing their politics. It's not because they love the people. No, I won't say they love the people. But you know, over the year, the progressive, the AD, now even Action Group, AD, ADC, to this current one, APC, they have always been a strong voice in the opposition, and we have actually experienced their leadership too. So they are stronger in opposition than even being in government. That's their style. They know how to criticize. They know how to mount a formidable opposition to any government. So it's their style, is their way, and in recent time in Osun here, for some of us from the critic department, we see them as modeling the whole show. You understand? They should do their opposition without necessarily taking caution into the field of those critics that they will not. Some of us, like myself, on the issue of projects of government, I took them to EFCC, but I didn't publicize it. I took them to EFCC because I know that some people will think we are working for them. We are working for the APC, when we are actually working for the progress of our state. Two different things. You understand? So, and some things from my own point of view, it's not about publicity. It's about dragging it and finding solutions. Some people, when they talk about one of those projects, they said the name of the contractor were not known to CAC, inactive and stuff like that. And I said, I saw it first with one of my lawyer here in Osun. We saw it first, and the following day we saw it on social media. When you want to fight to a logical conclusion, you are not going to do it on social media. You are not going to do it for publicity. You are going to do it because that is the right thing to do. So some of us will not even touch social media criticism with long guard. We can criticize, but no, the way they criticize the leverage social media gave people today is modeling things up. Criticize. Let us go to those who understand the law, the EFCC, the ICPC, and let us open the book of Osun and see whether this government is doing the right thing or the wrong thing. For some of us, they are not even sincere to their own law in Osun here. So that is the most important thing for some of us. It's not the publicity that we get there. We post it through the media and stuff like that. No, we don't do it. We have some other way to handle that. And at the end of the day, we end up in court.
You said you've taken the state government to
Yes,
EFCC.
I took them to EFCC. Yes.
On what basis, sir? If you may ask.
Yes, I'll tell you. There are two issues. Last year, I think it was, I want to remember the exact date now. It was around 22 or 23rd of November last year that I wrote a letter to the House of Assembly that in the third quarter of last year, they spent close to 800 million. For what? And under the Freedom of Information Act, I asked the Speaker to come and say this is what happened, that we spent this so humongous amount of money at the House of Assembly level. Till today, the young speaker, because I know you are also advocate of young Sharu, the so-called young speaker with members of the young catchment area in the House of Assembly refused to answer that question till today.
800 million naira?
Yeah, over 800 million. So for me, I was like, okay, if you cannot answer, let the EFCC come and open your book. That's number one. Number two, there are projects here in Osun, especially that of Okefia project. The person that he gave that project to was inactive on the CAC. As a matter of fact, there are two issues, two
but the state
critical
government
issues.
has debunked that.
They should go and debunk it. You see, you can debunk anything on the media. Go and debunk it with the law. You understand? I was not I have never been in charge of CAC. I've never been in charge of tax return.
Remember, recently the Commissioner for Information said the CAC has not updated their website.
I don't want to talk about Alimi. I don't want to talk about it. He's doing a very difficult job at the moment. But I don't want to talk about him at all. It's not about him. And I know at the end of the day, it will not be about it. It will be about the contractor and the state government. You understand? You cannot act for the state government. We are saying this is what we saw. If you are inactive on the CAC website, it means you are not paying your tax return as at when due. And when we check the year, the person paid, it was a company incorporated in 2013. And it didn't pay any tax return until 2021. You understand? Somebody jumped tax return on the 2021. And in that same year that he paid, he said the total turnover for that year is 500,000 or something like that. And that 500,000, somebody with that return, total turnover, is taking a billion naira project in Osun. That is unacceptable. And I'll tell you something again. The deputy speaker was directly fingered. There was a memo from the state government that says anybody that have a record of a company, whether past or present as the director of that company, is ineligible to bid for that contract. And he got it. So they are not even respecting their own law. But I'm not surprised. This is a government that came into government and removed a rector of a college
Without
due process. And even appointed another rector that is unqualified by law and by fact to be in that process. This is the same government that an organization that I'm a party to challenge that you people are planning to remove the CJ And they said, no, we are not removing the CJ. At the end of the day, they use the same House of Assembly to remove the CJ. The following day, they even debunk it. They are not removing it. They are writing petition. So this is the government that cannot be trusted. You understand? So I'm saying this because this is what I know. They cannot be trusted in little thing. How can we trust them with? Now look at the embarrassment. Look at the insult that the logo of Osun.
I was still coming to that, sir. I was still coming to that. Is that it for that the new design of the logo, sir?
As far as I'm concerned, there is no reason for it. In fact, it is a waste of time, a waste of resources of the state, and a distraction to the people of the state. You know, we may criticize Rauf Aregbesola. You may say Rauf is this, Rauf is that, but give it to Rauf. Rauf has never personalized anything throughout his tenure, 8 years. Rauf never personalized anything. You either name it or something, or this or that, which represent Osun. So that is the way to actually hone a project. You understand? But the way we are doing our thing, you look at that. See, that logo is an insult to the collective psyche of an average Osun people. We are learned people. It doesn't. You see, for me, they are just using that as a distraction. And now, if you cannot do as little as logo, our people should beware. You know, there is what they call buyer beware. Beware of every other thing they want to do, because we need to do thorough investigation, whether they pass due diligence, whether they pass internationally acceptable standard of doing things. That's my take on the issue of logo.
Okay. So recently, sir, the state government organized an exam.
Okay.
For the newly recruited teachers.
Okay.
It went through a lot of challenges.
A lot of processes.
A lot of processes. What can you say about that, sir?
You see, it was alleged. You understand? That some people even collect letter of appointment before the exam.
Yes.
So that's it. See, I saw them because I have a project somewhere that I was doing. I saw how people were subjected to a lot of stuff. This same government criticized the 3,000 of the past administration when they said they are employing people come and pay because WAEC on job or somebody will. And this same government is doing the same thing. You understand? And if you have not seen anything wrong in that, it means everything for politicians of all abstraction, it's not even the PDP alone, of all abstraction, is they are doing politics. They are just criticizing the same thing that they will end up doing when they have opportunity to lead the people. So for me, congratulations to those who got appointment letter without even doing the exam, as alleged. You understand? Because if I am informed now with the exam, I should be able to dig deeper. But it is alleged that a lot of people collected appointment letter. And some even allege that they are on party basis. That's fair. As long as they will do their job. That's what they tell us. Like, okay, instead of criticizing the government, why not look at the output? My own is when the foundation is faulty, the house will not stand. So for me, congratulations to whoever has been able to pass the exam in court. You understand? But I'm not comfortable with the approach.
As an advocate of good governance, what has the organization done to correct the wrong in this administration?
See, if you want to criticize everything, you will not even have your own job to do. If you don't have their own peculiar job, criticism don't put food on my table. You understand? That's why some issues in Osun I will just walk away, because it will be a distraction for my private life too. I have my life to live. You understand? But some people, some society doing education should be able to address issues that relate to education. I don't do education, I just do good governance, politics and good governance. I address it. But for me, there are things that government will package that we will not even know, no matter how closer to them you are. They know what they are doing. Okay. So for me, our organization is not doing anything on that recruitment thing, because from the beginning it's shrouded in so much secrecy.
But you are the voice of the voiceless.
That's why we are voicing out now to say our people has been just changed from the beginning. But they will come out tomorrow. As a matter of fact, it's the job of Kolapa Alimi to come out and say, that person has been sponsored by APC to criticize us. Or that person has been anti-government from the beginning. They will not see the day we support them for doing the right thing. They will not even remember. You understand? There are things that they are doing right. Like payment of salary arrears owed by the Aregbesola government. Despite the fact they promise to pay everything within 1 year, at least they are paying. That we appreciate them for. You understand? And an average Osun worker will not say this government is bad. Because even their what they call that grade pay, I mean, when they say they are in another level, stuff like that, I don't know what they call it, civil services, promotions, you understand, they are backing it up with payment. So that will tell you that they are worker driven government. But the last time we had a worker driven government here in Osun, the same worker drove them out. Because it's like Oliver Twist. They will always ask for more. So I hope they balance the development with workers' emolument. But if they rely on worker alone, I wish them well. Yeah. Ladoja, your state can say better.
Sir, before we go, the opposition has alleged the state government of receiving a huge amount of money since they assumed office, especially since January 2023, they've collected, it was alleged that they've collected over 300 billion.
Yeah.
Can you say that the money has reflected in the development in Osun State?
My concern is not actually about the money collected. My concern is about what are you using the money for? You understand? We understand, I criticize government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu because you remove fuel subsidy that concerned all of us. Whether you have a vehicle or you don't, whether you have a house or you don't, you are affected by fuel. Now you remove fuel subsidy and the same money you give it to the governor to go and spend. It's like penny wise, pound foolish. Because historically, governors have not been able, including Tinubu as governor, I'm saying now, they have not been able to diligently manage resources of the state. One white lion is running away from from the FCC now. That will tell you the situation we find ourselves. So they can critique, they have their facts. The state is denying those billion. But I know that there was a time the federal government gave them palliative money specifically meant for palliative. And this state, under Ademola Adeleke, diverted that money to another thing without necessarily giving the palliative. That is illegal. That is unconstitutional. That is criminal. Because when a money is meant for a particular thing and you divert it to another thing, regardless of how it looks like, it's criminal. So for me, God be with the state. I want this state to thrive. I did an interview immediately after that last election. I said also people voted for Ademola Adeleke. But whether they voted for development, time will tell. You understand? So at this level, God be with us. But our people should be vigilant. Because like somebody somewhere said, that Osun is on autopilot.
And do you believe that statement?
Autopilot is a relative thing. But to be sincere, a section of our people believe Ademola Adeleke is not in charge of governance. Whether you like it or not, you can say that section is APC section. You can say they are PDP section. In fact, a section of PDP equally believe that Ademola Adeleke is not in charge. But at the end of the day, those people that are saying our governor is not in charge, they are also people. So politics apart, they are also people at the end of the day. So for me, it should tighten up because we are counting the second year already. And at the end of the day, you still go back to the people. And the most funniest thing about politics is very, very easy to be in the opposition. When you are in governance, you will know it's not bread and butter.
Okay, sir.
going to the national politics.
Yeah.
With the current economic situation in Nigeria, do you think any other presidential candidate would have done better than President Tinubu?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, none of the leading one. I don't think they are better than Bola Ahmed. In fact, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the president, Atiku will be the president. I give it to you. If not because a certain Peter Obi divided the PDP vote, Atiku will be the president today. And Atiku and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu have the same world view, the same economic view, and the same buy and sell it, and just make money, tax it, all those policies, they have the same similarity. They are even friends, except when they are contesting against themselves. They are friends. So that will tell you that even Peter Obi, if Peter Obi is the president, I can tell you for free that people who voted for him, people who follow him, people who follow him will be ashamed of themselves. Because anybody that can never be trusted with little cannot be trusted with much. For me, he lied to be a saint. Anyone that has ever been a governor in Nigeria today will not be able to prove it. But they are not a saint. None of them. None of them. Even if the FCC is not following you around, we know it. It's because they were unable to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you actually stolen something. But we know you guys are not saints. But he came out to project himself as saint. So, for me, God bless Nigeria.
On the final note, sir, the economic situation of the country and the effort of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you think we're on the right path to recovering the...
Right path is equally a relative word. Depending on who is defending it. What is the right path to an average person on the street of Osogbo? Is that we didn't ask for too much. We just want to live like... See, the pains and pang on an average Nigeria, despite the fact that they said that Naira is gaining against dollar every day, is unprecedented in the history of our country. And nobody should lie to Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is the best thing after Agege bread. No, it's not. At the moment, the electricity tariff is unprecedentedly at a higher level. People practically paying for not getting electricity. So for me, it's not yet an Eldorado. And I hope, because he promised, we are taking politicians by their word now. He promised that he will never make this country worse. But at the moment, I don't see many people that can actually fight for him. So for me, there are a lot of things. Politics apart. I know the politics, the economic situation is difficult. But the basic thing that our people need, food, shelter, security, under it. And I said something the other time, which is very important. By every means necessary, fix electricity, give us 24 hours. If you can fix that, every other thing will fall into places. I hope the president gets that message. That's just it.
Thank you, sir, for coming to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
We've come to the end of today's program. We've been speaking to Comrade Waheed Saka. He has done justice to so many issues that we've raised here. We hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you.